Thanks very much, Chris Fake and Football Blitzkrieg. Thank you very much. I best remember not to fucking read out some of the German words, because if I say stuff like someone tipped their Gestapo something or whatever, and I said that, and then you need to remember over here they've got big rules on that kind of stuff now, even if you're not. They've hate speech laws and all that kind of stuff, but it's beyond the hate speech now. I think imagine if you're doing stuff and you're saying Nazi this and fucking Hitler that and all that. You might get a fucking slap as well. You'd want to be careful. But basically, if you don't know what I'm on about 70 years ago, there was a lot of trouble here. There was a lot of trouble. I'm not going to go into it now, because this is not the stream for it or anything like that. I didn't want to be going on about it. It's like the elephant in the room. Everyone's saying, oh yeah, well, when's he going to mention it? But yeah, there was a lot of trouble. But thank you very much, Mickey Mac. But it's okay now anyway. The problems that they had, they fucking got sorted out. But here's another little twist in the tail, so to speak. For 70 years since that trouble ended, the world has been kind of scared of Germany ever regaining its sit down for a moment, regaining its military strength. And then, in the fucking blink of an eye, a few months ago, when the fucking war kicked off, all bets were off, and all of history as we knew it from the 20th century just changed, and Germany pledged 100 billion towards fucking fighting men. And now I've got off the train, in every station I've been in, there's been adverts for join the army. You'll have a purpose and all this sort of stuff. And it's, look, there was one of them I seen, and it was a lady in fucking soldier's regalia and gear, and she's back home, do you know, off duty. Do you know the typical soldier coming back home from a tour, and they see the family, and it's like, oh. And it was a mother, and then her child was running to give her a hug, and she's wearing all her military gear, and the German sentiment that was written underneath it was with like, for the things that matter in life, and for for the small things and for the big things that matter. And I wasn't sure what were they saying was the small thing. Was it the family life, or was it the fucking going and doing a bit of shooting and killing? But just an interesting one for me anyways, because I've been to Germany before, and you'd never see adverts for join the fucking army, lads, or anything like that. Not to say they didn't already have an army, they do and all that kind of stuff, but they had limitations on it. And now it's the comeback special. It's the fucking German Elvis Presley Germany comeback special is on, and they're playing in Vegas. You better believe it. The Germans are back. Call it the industrial complex, where it's just fucking good business for a country to have this constant benign fear. They say it's benign, but it's still there, and you can see it, just to remind you subconsciously that there's going to be a fucking bit of badness going on sooner or later. So then that boosts the economy, jobs are created, and then there's a way of fucking knocking off a few thousand or 100,000 or a million people as well, So I mean, there's more to everything than meets the eye. But when I seen the poster, the lady soldier and the child, there was a bit of fucking propagandistic feel. There was a feel about it, that we've seen this in a different style before. Maybe we didn't see it with our own eyes, but we definitely seen the history books. So there's churches and the synagogues. Maybe they got bombed as well during the fucking war. So that answered the question anyway. We saw the destruction that the bad years left behind. Absolutely fucking decimated. As I said to you, it looked like fucking Hiroshima. And you have to imagine how bad that was for those guys, because their houses would have all been made of wood and shit as well, so it would have just been pure inferno. Where you've the walls still standing here and all the roofs gone, like, but not in Japan. They weren't so lucky. Then you've the added aspect of radiation thrown into the mix. Fucking Radio Gaga. That's all we were hearing back when that was going on. Radio Gaga. Not the actual tune Radio Gaga by Queen, but you can imagine that we weren't really being told the full shilling of what was going on across the seas, you know. And any usage of fucking weapons of mass destruction was only used as some kind of last resort measure to try and actually save more lives in the long run. But fucking hell, dangerous. Doesn't even begin to come into it. Leaving out the radio Google, yeah. And just giving us the Gaga. Manufacturing consent. Consent could be well and truly manufactured amongst the general populace with the right words at the right time. Repeated enough, becomes fucking fact. If it's repeated enough to you, it just becomes fucking fact, man, because it becomes part of the way you have to live then, because if you are going against facts in your head and to people around you, it's like your job might depend on it, sticking to the program that you've been told, or your livelihood, or your fucking relationships. So it's a fucking strange one.
It's a memorial of great importance.
Maybe. Thank you. They just missed it. Probably just missed it. Because I read a book there about their intentions, and they were saying, our intentions were to bomb the city and to demoralise the local population, all that sort of stuff. But what really that was just code words for was, we're just gonna fucking kill everyone.